Pets make every house feel like a home and give the entire family a sense of contentment. They help their owners unwind after a busy day and cheer up those who are sad. There are many different animals that families choose to adopt for pets, like cats and dogs, that are traditionally popular. But some families also make the decision to walk away from tradition and bring home other types of animals. Some people choose to show their love for exotic things in this way, while others enjoy the feeling of a continuous adrenaline rush. After all, these exotic pets are often predators. Unfortunately, such decisions often end tragically. Thus, despite all the available information, the man of our story, Casey Anderson, chose to keep a 700-pound grizzly bear at his home. This man believed that the bear could never attack him. The bear was so much more to him than just a pet. So he thought that the bear had to live like a person, have breakfast at the family table, relax on the sofa, and swim in the pool. Casey Anderson loved animals ever since he was a little kid. Even back then, he already knew that he would definitely end up in animal rescue. However, there was no way Casey could have ever known that this expedition would change his life forever. On this fateful journey, a group of rescuers accidentally discovered tiny grizzly bears in the forest. It turned out that the cubs' mother was killed by poachers. The cubs would never have been able to survive on their own, so Casey decided to take them with him. One particular bear survived, and the man kept and raised it at his house, and so he named the bear Brutus. Time went by and Casey got very attached to the little cub. It made sense. He had been there when it was little cub and was always around, playing with it, talking to it, and giving it love. At first, Brutus lived in Anderson's house, and when he grew up, the man set up a special enclosure for him in the yard. But the bear still came inside the house every day. He could sit on the couch or have breakfast at the table with the family. And sometimes, the bear would go swimming in the pool or sunbathing by it. To this day, Brutus is more than happy to do all of the above. Also, the animal loves to sleep, play, eat marshmallows, and always be in the spotlight. This bear is incredibly funny. He always does things that make everyone around him laugh. Casey and Brutus have a special bond. The bear sincerely supports his friend when he's feeling down by carefully listening to him and placing his paw on the man's shoulder. Casey says that Brutus always does what the man needs and understands him much better than anyone else. The bear was even the best man at Casey's wedding. Anderson believes that Brutus is 90% animal and 10% human because he does all the things people do. Moreover, he has never shown any aggression towards people. But Casey still chooses to keep Brutus away from strangers. The bear knows he's not going to hurt the humans. There is no need for Anderson to be on edge about the bear attacking him at any time. He doesn't just know Brutus's behavior, but can actually predict his every move. If the bear is misbehaving, Casey scolded him a little, and then the animal apologizes by licking and kissing the owner. Anderson doesn't think that it would be better to let his pet go into the wild. The man is confident that his bear wouldn't be able to survive there, because he spent his entire childhood without a mother and didn't get to learn any survival or hunting skills. The best place for Brutus is where he grew up, where his family is. Casey is very unhappy about the fact that everyone around him keeps saying how dangerous bears are. People are convinced that these animals are killers, but in reality, bears often rush to flee when they see people. Meanwhile, the man doesn't call on anyone to keep bears at home. Even though he's sure about his Brutus, he can't know how other bears might behave. Nevertheless, a bear is a predator. One should never forget about it. Even knowing all the intricacies of keeping this kind of animal in his house, Casey still observes all the precautions. Brutus and Casey have been living together for over 10 years, and they aren't going to part. These two spend all their free time together. It's too bad that most people believe that grizzly bears are terrible and ferocious animals that pose a great threat to humans. In fact, bears don't see people as potential prey unless they're starving because of an illness or old age. As Len McDougall eloquently put it, a man is to a grizzly bear what a skunk is to a man. Annoying, yes, but otherwise, it's of no interest. And next in our episode today is an equally unusual pet. Nobumitsu Murabayashi, a resident of the city of Nagano, Japan, surprises the locals and tourists every day by walking his cayman on the streets of the metropolis. 40 years ago, the man bought a baby cayman at a festival of exotic animals at the request of his son. He probably didn't know what this animal would look like as an adult. His pet eventually grew into a 2-meter cayman weighing 46 kilos. Nobumitsu also had no idea that the cayman would live for so long. "I never thought he would grow that big. So many years have passed since I bought it," said the man. The Japanese man loves spending time with his cold-blooded pet. He brushes the cayman's teeth every day and often takes him to bath in the fountains. The animal loves it. The owner claims that cayman is a very kind, gentle, and docile animal that would never harm anyone. He lives in a family, loves walking with his master, and allows other people to pet him. And sometimes, he even carries small children on his back. To get to keep the cayman as a pet, Nobumitsu applied for permission from the Japanese government, which approved the request of the Niana resident to take care of the animal. Nobumitsu, who made sure the cayman had all the conditions for a comfortable stay at the 2-room apartment. His wife does not seem to be as keen on the crocodile as he is. It just strolls around and considers itself a full-fledged member of the family. In order to walk the alligator out onto the street, Nobumitsu had to get government cooperation and sign documents that said he would take full responsibility for what the cayman does. Thanks to Kim-in-sun, Nobumitsu has become a local celebrity, which helps him a lot in his work as a realtor, giving him a great advantage over his competition. The 69-year-old crocodile owner says he has to live to at least 90 years old because his pet is already 40 years old and will probably live for about another 30 years. What do you think about these two stories? Comment below. If you like the video, share it with your friends and family. Also press the bell icon to never miss the update from our channel. Thank you.